right, hey everyone. It is Monday evening, and once again, we've got a lot to talk about this evening. Hopefully, you enjoyed the pre-live stream Christmassy sort of music. You can only get so much good free music on the internet to broadcast, and well, that's the best I can come up with in a pinch. All right, let's talk about weather this evening. We've got a kind of a wintry stew coming our way overnight tonight, a potpourri of precipitation, if you will. It is 8:02, and here's what the scene looks like in Niles. Nothing is going on in Niles on our ServPro weather camera. This scene should look a little bit different as we head through the overnight, that is for sure. The timing of our wintry precipitation is on schedule. Now, the leading edge of this is, most of this is primarily now reaching the ground. There's some virga, some precipitation evaporating before reaching the ground, so a lot of this stuff is just virga. Maybe we're starting to get some snow reaching the ground down towards the Ohio River and over towards Seleenville and into the Carrollton area as well. My parents live in New Philly, and they report that even though down in Tuscarawas County, northern Tuscarawas County right now, you see blue, they're reporting some sleet. So there may be some sleet a little farther north than our radar algorithm is suggesting this evening, based on what I'm hearing from my family spotters off to our south and west. Yeah, but the leading edge of this is fighting some drier air, but eventually the atmosphere will moisten up and we'll start to see this precipitation reaching the ground. When we zoom out here, it's been a real battle all evening long in the Columbus area between rain and sleet and snow and kind of that I-70 corridor. It's been a little bit of a struggle. North of Columbus, keeping an eye on kind of a dry slot there that will probably work towards our area. After this initial little surge of moisture, we may actually get into a little bit more of a dry slot as we go into the late evening hours. That won't last all night, but it is something to watch out for. It's a radar trend. We're getting into the phase of the storm now where we look much less at models and more on real-time information, radars, observations, things of that nature. One of the things I'll be keeping an eye on over the next couple of hours, not only the air temperatures, but our road temperatures as well. This is going to be a real marginal situation again. If you watched my live stream Sunday evening, we talked about that little dusting of snow that we got last night and how road temperatures and air temperatures were marginal. Well, this is kind of a similar situation. It's just more moisture heading our way. A higher chance of more than just a coating worth of snow, which some of us got last night. This will be a little more substantial, but it's the same kind of temperature profile. We don't have Arctic air in place. And so we're 3 hours after dark now, and road temperatures are still above freezing in most of our area, in fact all of our area. Air temperatures are also pretty close to the freezing mark this evening. 33 Lisbon, 33 Boardman, 33 Warren. And once the precipitation gets underway in earnest tonight, you'll see these temperatures drop a couple of degrees, but that's about it. We're not going to drop to 25 tonight. We're going to hang around 30, 31, 32, even in some places not much lower than 33. That'll have implications for what type of precipitation we see overnight. So we get this little initial round of snow this evening with perhaps some sleet mixed in, especially south of 224. We'll keep an eye on that potential for a dry slot, but you'll notice the overall trends here as we go through the night. The mixing and the liquid precipitation shifting to the north. So, we're not going to see just snow tonight. This is going to be just a real mixed bag. And in some places, this may not be a whole lot more overnight than just a cold rain. So down here towards Route 30 and down towards the Ohio River in East Liverpool, you're going to be right around 32-ish all night long down there. Seleenville, East Liverpool, Calcutta, Glenmore, and even as far north as Rogers and Nagley and up towards East Palestine, Lisbon. You're not going to fall far below freezing tonight. So while technically you might have some freezing rain down here for a time, it'll be freezing rain occurring at 32 degrees, which is a lot different than freezing rain occurring at 29 or 28 degrees. Farther to the north, there's less mixing, and therefore you have a higher risk of seeing a little bit more than just a coating of snow overnight. You might have enough to measure in some parts of our area, especially the farther north you are. So let's look at a few model spreads here. This is for kind of the heart of our viewing area, southern Trumbull County, Mahoning County. You can probably count southern Mercer in this area as well. And each individual colored line, a different model. Here's the European model, for example. Here's the RPM model. Never mind what the abbreviations stand for, that's not important, but they're just different models. You can see we've got a decent agreement here of an inch or two in general. for kind of the heart of our viewing area. Then we hop down to East Liverpool and notice everything's below an inch, and that's because of things other than snow falling tonight, whether it's sleet, whether it's rain, technically freezing rain. You're going to see a lot of mixed precipitation down there, so just not a lot of hope for a lot of snow as you go off to the south. Here's a look at one of our model ice output, the ice output from this model. I think this is overdone as far as the accretion goes. Now, will we see some sleet and technically freezing rain at times in this area? Yes. But will this water accrete or stick to and accumulate on a lot of surfaces? No, I don't think. Now, some of your colder surfaces, metal railings, things like that, things that tend to be colder, yeah, you could have a little glaze on those. But will this be a big problem on the roads? I doubt it. Even on your windshield, while there can be a light glaze, will you be hacking away at your windshield trying to scrape this ice off tomorrow morning? No, in most places I do not think so. This will be a bigger deal off to our east, well off to our east, towards central PA. DuBois, Clearfield, State College, Altoona, Johnstown. That's a zone where the ice will be much more of a problem. While we technically are going to see sleet and freezing rain around here tonight, I'm not looking for huge impacts from that. Just a reminder, in case you missed me talking about this on the news or in my live stream last evening, just a refresher as we get into winter on different precipitation types, you can hear sleet. Sleet are those little ice pellets that ping against your windshield or your windows. You can hear it kind of clicking or pinging off things. And sleet is basically a refrozen snowflake. When snowflakes partially or completely melt in a warm layer aloft, and when I say warm, I mean warmer than 32, they don't refreeze back into snowflakes. That physics does not allow that, but they do refreeze back into little ice pellets. And so that's what sleet is. When that warm layer is deep enough, that above 32 layer is deep enough, it just stays liquid all the way down. And then if the air at the ground is freezing, then it's freezing rain. We don't want freezing rain, especially freezing rain where it's in the 20s. We can usually handle freezing rain around 32 degrees, even 31. And of course, when the entire air column, including the surface temperature, is above freezing, it's just plain old rain. And when everything is below 32, then you tend to get snow. All right, so just a little reminder there. Everyone's under a winter weather advisory through midday tomorrow. Different expiration times, but don't worry about it. That's just a function of us living in between two National Weather Service offices, so those offices have somewhat different products sometimes, especially in terms of when products begin and when they end. But bottom line, everyone's under a winter weather advisory. Actually, in the higher terrain of Panhandle of Maryland, ice storm warning there, and I wouldn't be shocked if some of those ice storm warnings have to be extended up into the really hilly terrain in south central PA. If you've ever taken the PA Turnpike down through here, through the southern tier of PA and towards Breezewood, that's really mountainous, hilly terrain, and ice problems tend to be really pronounced down through there. All right, our impacts around here. Now, because we're near freezing tonight, anything that's treated is going to do pretty well. Treatment, whether it be salt or brine or some sort of mixture, tends to perform really well when we're near freezing. It's much less impactful when we have temperatures in the teens. But when we're close to freezing, those treatments can work pretty well. Not expecting huge impacts on our main roads tonight. Just be cognizant of potential slick spots, but not expecting real big impacts. Now, the secondary roads, the roads that tend not to get treated too often, those can have some moderate impacts overnight tonight. So your neighborhood streets, maybe where they're not going to put anything down, and those the temperature of the ground tends to be a little bit colder because there's less traffic heating up the asphalt on those secondary roads. Those could have some minor to moderate issues. Visibility in our snow, especially over the next handful of hours, could be reduced. Now, if we get something other than snow, or whether it be rain or sleet, those tend to not reduce the visibility quite as much as snow. All right, so bottom line, let me actually want to grab, because I think I forgot to grab it, our snow forecast. Hang with me for just a second here. Actually, I forgot to put our snow map in my show here tonight. Here it is. All right, so, for those who want to know exactly what kind of snow we're looking at, it's not going to be a whole lot. It's going to be more than last night, but it's not going to be a whole lot. We're going to be hard-pressed to get more than an inch down here. If it's sleeting already in New Philly, you really are going to have a hard time seeing more than an inch across 39 towards Salineville, East Liverpool. Maybe you get up to a slushy inch farther to the north where that sleet waits a little longer to kick in. You have a higher chance of seeing more than an inch once you're in our northern and central viewing areas. 3 inches might even be pushing it in some spots, but I'm not going to be shocked if someone gets 2.5, 3 inches worth of snow if you keep the sleet to a minimum. For those asking about school adjustments, not my department. Guess I wouldn't be shocked if we had some tomorrow morning. We're not looking at all the snow in the world, and because the ice is not going to be a huge problem, even though we're going to have some sleet and technically at times some freezing rain tonight, I'm not looking for huge ice concerns. And with modest amounts of snow, I could see where there's some delays tomorrow morning, but that's a tough call for me to make at this point, and that's not my call to make anyway. That's up to your individual districts, of course. Now, what about your Tuesday weather? Now, whatever mixed precipitation we have going on at daybreak tomorrow, 6, 7 a.m., could still be some sleet and some freezing drizzle here and there with temperatures around 30, 31. Whatever's still out there will kind of transition over to just some light snow and flurries then for the rest of the morning, and then the snow will finally get out of here by midday, and we're just left with clouds for the afternoon. Let's not sleep on Wednesday morning's commute. We're talking a lot about tonight and tomorrow morning, but Wednesday morning we actually have an Arctic cold front coming through, and this is going to probably spark up some pretty decent snow showers and perhaps even a localized squall. And this is coming at an unfavorable time of the day for morning commuters, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning. And so look for changeable conditions Wednesday morning. And this is a true Arctic front behind it. Yikes. Wednesday afternoon, very cold, very blustery, maybe some leftover flurries. And then things will calm down on Thursday, setting the stage for a long stretch of fair weather for the weekend and into next week. But yeah, these are legit wind chills coming our way Wednesday afternoon. I mean, it's going to feel like it's close to 0 by sunset Wednesday evening. And although the wind will calm down Wednesday night, we're still looking at wind chills by Thursday morning, down in the single digits. All right, I mentioned that long stretch of benign weather coming up real briefly in case you haven't been paying attention to the forecast. Over the last few days, we've been talking about things are not looking good for a white Christmas around here. Now, this is great news for holiday travelers. We're looking at benign weather and mild weather compared to the average, but we're just about ready to say it's not happening this year, a white Christmas. I've reduced our chances now to 5%, and in future forecasts, I'm pretty certain I'm going to reduce these to 0. I mean, it just looks mostly sunny, actually, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and probably even into the first half of next week. A lot of highs in the 40s in the lead up to Christmas. Again, if you've got friends or family coming into town, if you're getting out of town, whether it be by air or by road, we couldn't ask for really a better forecast in the lead up to Christmas this year. So before we go tonight, let me hop back to the radar real quickly here and just do a review in case you are just joining us. Didn't get a chance to see the beginning of our live stream. Snow will begin falling and actually reaching the ground here as we go through the 8 and 9 o'clock hours this evening. Quick, small accumulation is going to be a possibility. Already seeing some sleet down towards 39, New Philly into Carroll County, Carrollton over towards Mechanicsburg, and over into Sherrodsville and Salineville. And that sleet probably gets into East Liverpool here pretty soon. And so therefore, you're going to have a hard time seeing much snow accumulation down here. Elsewhere, inch, maybe 2 or 3 overnight, but there's going to be a lot of mixed precipitation. There's going to be a lot of sleet. You're going to hear sleet at times tonight pinging against your house and your windows. Technically, there can be some freezing rain at times tonight, but it's not going to be the kind of freezing rain situation in which we're in the 20s and the freezing rain is instantly just sticking to everything. Colder surfaces such as metal railings, things that tend to be colder, you can get a little glaze on those, and there can even be a little glaze to clean off your windshield. But will your car be encased in a heavy, thick layer of ice tomorrow morning? In most spots, no, I don't think that'll be the case. And I also don't think the main roads will have too many problems tonight with these temperatures around 30, 31, 32 for most of the night. Hey, I've got you covered online this evening on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube as well. If you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, head over to my YouTube page, search for me, and click on the subscribe button there to make sure you get all my videos, including the world-famous Weather for Weather Geeks. So thanks for hanging with me on this live stream this evening, and in addition to my social media and online updates this evening, I'll tell you everything you need to know once again tonight on 21 News at 11. I hope you'll stay up and check it out.